Fancy intro music, yeah! Woo! Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today, special preview, a sneak peek, if you will, at the new version of Star Trek Fleet Command warping in to your galaxy. Gosh, such a lame intro, and I love it, love it. Here's what it is, and if you haven't seen the news update in Discord, and I'm sure Facebook, and I know Twitter, to announce the new website, www.StarTrekFleetCommand.com. There's the website right there, you see it? That is in fact a website that currently wants me to give them cookies. No cookies. Those are my cookies. You cannot have them. My cookies. But anyway, as you can see here, it says Star Trek Fleet Command with a PC game coming soon. You can already play it on your Apple device, your iPad, your iPhone, as well as Android devices, and of course, Bluestacks with the emulators that so many of you have been using before. But as many of you theorized, shout out Vulcan War General, who very adamantly theorized this with me, and I appreciate the good conversation. Scopely ID is now giving them the ability and introducing some new forms for them to come in and say, hey, you thought you were playing a lot before and screen time was a problem? What if we just got on all your screens? All of them! I swear they're trying to be content creators now with YouTube and Twitch, and why not? Why not? Everywhere. Just more Star Trek at all times. To be honest, I'm not complaining because this actually makes it a lot easier. And we're going to go over today with this sneak peek showing you how it works, what are some of the pros, cons versus it, and what I think so far. Keep in mind, this is an unreleased version. It's not perfect. So let's hit the go button, which is the ID. If I hit the ID, I get to go. Yeah, I've already logged in on the browser, so I ain't got to worry about that. And then shabam, warping in. Wow. Yeah, I'm really lame, I know. Of course, you should know this. You've been around me long enough. So here it is. It looks very similar in terms of what you would expect from, the versions that you've been playing, which are also shout out to the Wi-Fi connection because if it's on Android, it's got to be here too. But anyway, very familiar if you've played on Bluestacks. However, there are some differences. And some of the big differences for me is just how smooth it runs. Now, because it is a PC versus a Android emulator, this is something that relies a little bit more on actually your graphics of your computer and is not as computer intensive in terms of your processor. And I'll show you what that means in just a little bit. But, using my arrow keys to navigate through the systems, zoom in and out as with my mouse. I can, of course, just jump in things. And then I would also say, when I've gone through this the first few times, and y'all will be able to tell immediately compared to some of my previous videos, the load times are just very quick, very smooth. It is extremely responsive to any input command that I'm giving it. And while some of the graphics are still loading because I haven't, really played this much at all, obviously this is my first day getting in with this access, and I'm really impressed with how it is set up because I do hope, and I don't have a territory capture going on to test this theory, but I really hope that this means that I'm actually going to have a better response time compared to something like Bluestacks when it comes to actual combat situations and going out and raiding and things, because that, oh my goodness, is one of my biggest issues, not just with the game on mobile or tablet, but on my PC now, is that the game's lag can be so bad. But if the PC can be a more stable client for a lot of this, well, this really provides a better platform to play on. And then you start using your phone, everything as a secondary for, like, if you're at work or on the road, and then when you come home or even at work, you bust this bad boy out and get to playing. Well, I'm going to just load up Tygo Core real quick. Y'all know Tygo Core is typically jam-packed with people and activity. It loaded up in like a couple seconds. I mean, it was very quick, very right there, and I'm up to running. Here, let's load the help menu and ignore the flashing help sign, which is just a random thing. I think because I updated the game on Bluestacks, it started doing that over here. Don't know why, but you can see the response times are really quick, and there are a few different options that you have. I'm currently running it in a windowed mode, but if you go to the graphics settings, you'll have a full screen mode, native resolution, 1920 by 1080 to manually set it, or 1280 by 720. So those that don't know, this is high definition and full high definition. And then they don't have a 4K option, but maybe one day. Maybe. In the future could be a possibility, but you do log in with your Scopely ID, and you see I've got it signed in. ID wise right down there. And then you've got just your normal profile. Everything else is the same. There's nothing too crazy. It's just simply Star Trek Fleet Command on your computer. Now what I'm going to do is I've got this little box here that shows my task manager. Now I'm going to put it right here on the side. I'll make it a little bit bigger so we can make sure that we see it. So I want to show you the differences between the load. So the one that you're focusing in on or need to focus on is Prime. So this is the one that we're currently using. Currently 6% of my processor with about 780 megabytes of memory. Not a lot, but just what we have turned on. So real quick, I'm going to kill that so that I can boot up Bluestacks. And I'm going to reload the game using my Bluestacks. Here we go. Transition out. Now you'll see this one go down once it logs out, and 6% was actually pretty high, by the way. I mean, generally I'm usually around 3 to 4, which is where you see it at now. Now Bluestacks is booting up top. You can see the Bluestacks player, and now you'll see this has died in the background because Bluestacks is finally activated. But you see the memory usage of the Prime is higher. However, the processor usage of Bluestacks is much higher. And I'll have that can get anywhere from 12 to 16%, sometimes 20% on boot up. So it is a much smoother, cleaner program. Now, Bluestacks is going to use less memory, but I'd also say that it's less responsive. And I think that's something that every user of Bluestacks has been able to say, no matter what emulator you're using. And that's Bluestacks 5, by the way. Bluestacks 5 is definitely the better version of Bluestacks. If you use Bluestacks 4, you'll notice even more lag and drain. Whereas this program, a native program to your computer, it's not a browser-based thing. It's an actual executable program you download and install like a regular game. It is very smooth, very easy to operate, and I'll be honest, so far it's a positive. Also, if y'all been seeing that keep popping up, the universal transfer complete, Scopely, will y'all please just go ahead and release that token for me? Please? Please. I promise I'm not hyping up this video just because I want that token. I really do like this. I think it's freaking fantastic. But if we could just go ahead and make it to where we can transfer servers, please, universally. It's obviously an ability. We know it's been there for a while. Can we just, please, for me, I'm asking as a friend. I'm asking as a friend. A friend who loves you. A friend who has been there for you. Through the good and through the bad. I've been here. Promoting your website. StarTrekFleetCommand.com. Check it out. Build your fleet. Look at that. Sarcophagus. Like, how dare you put the Meridian and the Sarcophagus on the front of your page? But we're supporting you anyway. Shout out to the Bortus, D4, ISS, Discovery, the Enterprise, the Franklin A. Just a bunch of random graphics. I don't know why we're going through. The news updates are now here, which is really helpful. There's game guides. Shout out to Epictetus, who put down this officer guide so long ago. Yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Help me. Help you. You know how you help me? Let me transfer servers. Not that I have any problem with the people on my server. It's just great to meet new people. And some people really do need the ability to swap. There are bad things going on. There's bad people out there. Sometimes it's not as smooth, it's not as happy, it's not as happy-go-lucky fun as Rev Deuce is. And that's not good for everybody. So please, little mini rant over universal transfer token. Let's bring it in. Now, I will also say that I want your opinion of this. Please ignore the flashing Wi-Fi icon because, well, things happen. I was raiding last night, so that's why I'm in Enthra. And shout out to, we've been hopping alliances. And right now I'm in the Klingon Honor Guard. Join them because they're a bunch of newer players, which is crazy. Server 20, and these are basically all new players. Server 20 has gotten some influx of new people. So I decided, hey, we're going to hop in. My full power is over 20 million. So even at not full power, like I've got Stellas in and miners, I'm at 19.3. I'm still over twice. So I'm going to help them out, teach them some things. And it's great that we have new people coming into the game. I don't know. I guess it's just a false sense of excitement because they're going to truly learn how terrible things are very soon. Like the video if you haven't already. Looks like this. Smash the subscribe button because it does help. I want to know what you think about the idea of having a PC version of the game and what you thought about this sneak peek video. Hopefully, I don't get in trouble. I did ask for permission and they never got back to me. I waited several hours. Leave it to Rev Deuce to do something bad. Yay! Hee hee. Okay, I'm just in a weird mood today. Y'all are awesome. As always, live long and prosper. Stay safe with our space cowboys. Deuces. That's me. I guess now is where I would roll the intro. I guess I'll go ahead and click it. Yeah. I don't know. That's it. Shout out to the Klingon Honor Guard. Yeah, y'all are great. Bye!
An even better outro than the intro. Yeah!
Woo!